let's go. I do recognise that I started a YouTube channel in like January this year, posted 1 or 2 videos and then just disappeared for the rest of the year. And I'm not sorry, I've been busy. Recording myself is something that's completely new. I only got my first camera last Christmas, and I've ended up channeling all my creative energy into work in the last year. If you don't know, I run a business called Duty Life. It's really amazing, you should check it out. I help people build happier lives that they can actually keep on top of, that aren't going to ask them to, you know, run away from their life or have more than they already have. Like, you have everything you need within you. And I just help you to reclaim your joy, find a bit more purpose, find satisfaction in your life. But anyway, I ended up doing some big projects this year, one of which was putting on and setting up and running an entire festival on my own from scratch, with no support or investment or anything. It's a different story. I might do a video on that because that was hilarious. So yeah, I've just been busy, babes. But I wanted to come back onto this space, and I'm really, really excited to get into a more regular routine on here, because YouTube really is one of my safe spaces. I've always been flitting about in life. I've never really had a home of my own. And when I was like in the depths of my mental unwellness, or when I just found myself feeling stressed or overwhelmed or lonely, I would turn to YouTube, and the content that I love to consume the most is ASMR. But a lot of the videos that I gravitate towards, I mean, I love them all, but I really just love simple talk to camera, chatty videos where you feel like you're friends with someone, you feel that connection. And whilst I'm not an ASMR artist, I would love to do videos about what I love and what I care about, and maybe do something fun and new. But I also just want to do what everyone else does, which is come and chat to you, basically, because it's fun. I like consuming it. So we're going to have a go. And luckily, I can tie this back to work, or just, you know, give it some more purpose, because I, in my business, have sort of 3 key pillars that I believe make all of us happier, healthier people. And they're gratitude, yoga, and joyful living. And joyful living is kind of something that I termed myself, but it's essentially the practice of centering joy in your daily life rather than saving it for the big experiences or the weekends. And there's principles to joy anyway, but this is going to be like a little show and tell of everything I'm enjoying and using to build joy into my daily life at this time of year. So like autumnal favourites, essentially, which is probably just what I'll call the video, because that's way simpler than whatever I just said. But yeah, they're all really cutesy things that I think you'll enjoy looking at as well. And if not, I'm just going to have a cup of tea with you. I've got my ginormous mug. This was actually a Secret Santa present from a friend a couple of years ago, but elite. It's got one of those massive handles so that my knuckles like don't touch the mug, because that's the biggest bugbear of mine. I don't want to burn my knuckles. I've got sensitive little hands. So yeah, this is my fave mug. And this is my little corner of the attic that I can film in. Our house is beautiful, but it's very messy at the moment. There's renovations happening and things, so this is my little safe sanctuary. But yeah, let's talk cutesy autumn stuff. I don't know where to start, really. I suppose I should start with the tea, because that's what I'm drinking. Rooibos, if you're not on it, get on it. Even if you don't really like herbal teas, I feel like everyone that tries Red Bush really loves it. And this is just the clipper one. They're in natural tea bags. Not that I'm too precious on like low tox living. I'd love to be low tox, but I just find it really overwhelming, and it's hard to get everything right and perfect. But I don't know how to explain it. It's like, let's read it. This exceptional South African infusion is highly refreshing with a subtle caramel character. An excellent alternative to black tea that is naturally caffeine-free, essential, and delicious served with or without milk. I always drink mine without milk. And honestly, at this time of year, I gravitate back towards this more than anything else. I probably drink like pints of this a day. And to be honest, I'm one of those people that lets it go cold, because I like drinking it as a cold tea as well. It's full of antioxidants. I swear, this is not backed with any evidence whatsoever, but I swear this is what stops me from getting poorly all the time, because I just drink this by the bucket load. And yeah, I just love it. Let's do the little tappies. It's really nice. Can I get in? Literally get through a box like this in like a fortnight. There's hundreds of tea bags in here, but essential autumn winter living. Yeah, I recommend it, because sometimes tea can be a bit like headachy after a while, like regular Yorkshire tea, which I do love. But this is my ride or die. Whenever I've been away in the winter as well, like I've happened to do lots of like yoga teacher trainings across winter, so I'm travelling like in and out of London and things. This is the stuff. In a flask, in a mug, in a water bottle, I don't care. I would try it if I were you. So yeah, absolutely love this. And it matches me. Another thing I'm loving is being an auburn girly. Every time I go to the hairdressers, we come out a slightly different colour, and I'm not mad about that. And obviously I've gone full red today. So yeah, I've actually really struggled, because when I was blonde, which is my natural colour, a lot of the colours I gravitated towards in my clothing was like orange and red, really bold, bright colours. And then I've been clashing for the last 12 months. But I think it's at like a deep enough sort of colour now that I can wear red and it's not like crazy. So yeah. The next thing on my list is a book that I was bought for my birthday last year. I'm a December baby, Sagittarius. And this was bought by a friend who I believe just lives and breathes this way of living so well, and I have so much to learn from her. It's called Wintering, and on the front it does say the power of rest and retreat in difficult times. But I'd say don't be deterred from that if you're not in a difficult time, because this is just like eating a box of chocolates. I don't know how to put it into words, but the woman that writes it, Katherine May, she sort of talks about how she's a professor, or she's in higher education, further education. I think she must be like an English PhD or a language or literature something or other, because this girlie can write, like every sentence is like, oh. And I'm actually at the point now, where am I? I'm on page 205, so I've only got that much left to go. I'm literally not reading it as quickly as I'd like to, because I want it to last longer, which I haven't done in so long. It is autobiographical, but she writes in a fictitious-y, beautiful, poetic way. It's really wonderful, because in the book she goes from late sort of summer, Indian summer, all the way to February, March time. And she just shares anecdotes, stories, and I won't spoil it for you, but she starts the book in a bit of a sort of, not a crisis, but she's at a crossroads, and just throughout the book she's recounting all the things that she's experienced at this time to help her. She was someone that was previously very adverse to the autumn and winter, like myself, but she, throughout the book, is sort of learning about the magic of this time of year. And I've been sort of getting into seasonal living in the last few years, because I honestly just hated this time of year, and I was wasting 6 whole months of my life at least wishing the rain would stop, wishing the sun would come out, wishing that everything would go green again, and it was just a waste of time basically, and I wasn't aware of how beautiful this time of year could be. So I've been trying to like really tap into that in the last few years, do some seasonal living sort of practices. I teach in my work workshops and journaling sort of activities around the Danish sort of idea of hygge, which is cosy, lovely, warm, nourishing ways of living life. It's not specific to this time of year. The Danes actually practice hygge throughout the year, but I think it's really easy to grasp as the autumn and winter roll in. And anyway, that's been sort of happening in the backdrop for the last couple of years. And then I feel like I was meant to not read this last winter and pick it up this winter, because I'm just in a period right now where life's ramping up. I'm feeling quite overwhelmed, but in a good way, like growing pains. And this is just my comfort read. I've been reading it for about a week, but yeah, I've slowed down because I don't want to run out of the book, basically. It says, Wintering is a poignant and comforting meditation on the fallow periods of life, times when we must retreat to care for and repair ourselves. Katherine May thoughtfully shows us how to come through these times with the wisdom of knowing that, like the seasons, our winters and summers are the ebb and flow of life. And that's all it says. I don't want to tell you too much because, to be honest, like, just send me your address because I'll buy this for you. I feel like everyone should read this book. But yeah, it's really beautiful. I'm enjoying it so much. I actually think it's so important to find books that you really look forward to, because then it's so much easier to turn off your phone at bedtime and pick this up instead. If you're reading a book for the sake of reading it, or because everyone else is reading it, or because you think it's, on an important topic that you need to know more about, but ultimately you just don't care, you're not going to pick it up. It's going to take you months to read your book. So I, especially at this time of year, like gravitating towards easy, nourishing, joyful reads. And this just happens to be one of the non-fictions that is hitting the mark. So yeah, wintering. Oh. Honestly. On the note of reading, I guess is the next one. And I've probably talked to many people watching about this before. It's something that I've subscribed to for many years, and I don't have many subscriptions in my life. I don't like recurring payments leaving my bank. But this is one I'll make an exception for, and it's the Happy newspaper. This is the most recent one that was published a couple of months ago now. And just look how stunning. It's the most feel-good thing, and it's delivered every quarter through your door, and it brings me so much joy. And actually at this time of year where perhaps you're doing a little bit less, or you are spending more time indoors and naturally there's a bit less light and maybe you're just feeling a bit more lethargic or tired or lonely, this is like a really nice surprise to come through your door. And I think the next one is due at like the start of December. So if you're watching this now, might be time to subscribe. It's literally like £3.99 a quarter. And it's produced by the incredible Emily Coxhead. She's a British illustrator, author, the works. And you can just feel the love that goes into this. I don't subscribe to many magazines or newspapers because they're all full of miserable stuff, or they're trying to sell you stuff. But I love the feel and the texture of the paper and the way it feels to hold a newspaper and read a physical thing. And it feels, I don't know, very creative, very in touch with who we've always been. It feels quite old school. So as much as it is about the beautiful content, the actual sitting down with a cup of tea, reading a newspaper, folding over the big sheets, enjoying the crinkles and the sensory experience is like a big thing for me. I don't know if that makes sense. I am quite a sensory person. I guess that's why the ASMR stuff really hits me. But yeah, it's called The Happy News, and it's so colourful. There's always a quarterly theme. Let me show you some pages. So the quarterly theme is always at the start of the newspaper, and this one is compassion. And there's always like a little bit of a personal take on it by the people that produce the newspaper. It's Emily and her small team. And then throughout the newspaper, as well as like just the general good news, there is returning notes on this idea. So on this occasion, it will be compassion and all these different takes and perspectives on it. And I just really like that there's a theme throughout. But this is your home of good news. If you can't afford or don't personally want to have a physical copy, you can follow the Happy newspaper on Instagram, and they share loads of the snippets anyway. But it's so colourful, so beautiful. If you're someone that likes arts and crafts or journaling, it's great to read and then repurpose. I use all of the clippings for all my journaling. But yeah, it does like a monthly review of the month that's just gone. All the good stories from around the world. They get different artists in sometimes to do different pieces. Like, just look how beautiful. I just love it so much, and it comes through my letterbox, and because it's quarterly as well, I sort of forget that it's coming, and it's such a warm gift to receive from yourself. if you're feeling flush financially, or if you really love someone, or someone in your life really needs some good news, maybe you could subscribe and like gift it to them, get it posted through their front door, because that would just be incredible as well. But yeah, let me look to see if there's any other cute pages. So it changes every month. Oh, aren't the crinkles so good? It changes every month, but in this edition there is a recipe as well. Sometimes there's ways of growing things. Sometimes there's puzzles or to-do creative ideas. And all of the stories in the newspaper are just in these tiny little segments. So it's really palatable. You don't have to read the whole thing cover to cover. I normally leave mine out for a number of weeks and just pick it up. Maybe over breakfast with a cup of tea, or when I'm feeling kind of miserable or I've been chronically online. This just brings me back home. So definitely recommend. It's not a heavy read, but it's like the warmest little subscription. I love it. I know many people that have it as well, and it's just a really, really nice cause to support. Emily and her team put so much energy and love into this. They send it for free out to educational centres and schools. She's on a mission to help the world feel a little bit happier, which is obviously something that's close to my heart as well. So it's something that I just love to support. And who doesn't want a cute, colourful newspaper through their door? So there we go. Continuing on with the cozies, I was out for a roast dinner with two of my friends a little while ago now, maybe a couple of months ago even. We were having a lovely time, and my friend, one of my oldest friends, turned to me and he let me know that he had invested in a gaming PC. And I was like, great, good for you. And then he said, even more excitingly, that he no longer had a purpose for his Nintendo Switch. And that is my next item on the list. I am a grown woman, and this is bringing me immense joy right now. I was gifted this by my friend. The only game I got with it was Animal Crossing, which was the biggest score of all time, essentially, because I've never ever had a console. I've never had a handheld device like this. I never had the Game Boys or the DS's when they first came out. I just missed it, or I don't know, we just never ended up with one. I did have people around me that had them though, and I watched them play the first Animal Crossing. So when I turned this on for the first time, it was so nostalgic. It was so cute. And it took me a little while to get used to. To be honest, if I'm truly honest with you, I left the roast with it in my bag and then didn't turn it on for like 3 weeks, because you know when you just put something on the side or on your bedside and you're like, I'll come back to it, and then life just passes. But then my partner went away travelling for a few weeks, and it was the longest I'd been on my own for a little while. And I clocked some hours on this. I don't know if you've got one or not, but the novelty of playing on a device is actually really nice. And I am someone who ultimately, again, doesn't take an all or nothing approach to living better. I do like a bit of screen time. It's better to be off my phone and on this instead. It's quite a nice swap. Sometimes I don't want to go out into the wilderness and just be with nature. Sometimes I do want to be in bed and be lazy and ultimately be entertained. And this is like a really cozy, wholesome way of taking that approach. So it's a swap I've made, and I'm gonna just show you. It's a bit filthy, you'll have to forgive me. But yeah, it's very cute. Animal Crossing is very cute. I've been annoying everyone because I've been like, oh my God, I've just caught my first sea bass. Oh my gosh, I've just dug up a fossil. Stop it. So this is my little game. And I haven't even bothered to find any other games or download anything else yet. I haven't even set up or used the Switch to its full potential. I've literally just been growing my pumpkins, minding my business. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful that my friend was able to gift this to me. It's just so cute. It's so stinking cute. I was then on Etsy as well, and I came across Animal Crossing stickers, which I had to buy because now I'm in on the joke, I understand. But yeah, this is my little person, my little house. It's so cute. I'm really loving it. I'm just going to show you my veg patch because that's my proudest sort of area of the island. This is my outdoor dining area. Oh, I'm on low battery. You can tell it's been used. This is my patch. Isn't it so cute? Me and the Switch are like this now, and I don't pick it up every day, but it's really nice, and the type of games that I like playing you can just pick up and do 20 minutes of, and it's just a really nice transition out of really busy, high stress work sort of state where I'm thinking lots, my brain is going da-da-da-da-da. Sometimes I find going straight from that busy space into something that's supposed to be calming and relaxing, I can't settle. And whether it's healthy or not, I don't know, and I don't really care. This is just something that I enjoy using and enjoying, and you can do it all wrapped up in a blanket in your pyjamas. I've taken this with me to a friend's house, and she's been sat crocheting. I've been sat minding my pumpkins, and we've just had the odd natter and a little biscuit and a cup of tea, and it's just really wholesome. It's really suiting me at this time of the year. So I'm enjoying that as well. I'm gonna pivot slightly before I come to one of my last things, and that is because this deserves all the airtime in the world. My skin at this time of year is drier than normal. I'm quite balanced, quite lucky with my skin. I'm very fortunate. I don't get many blemishes or dry areas. I get like a really dry scalp, but I just oil that a couple of times a week. But a really, really clever, beautiful, wonderful friend of mine has created her very own first ever skincare item. It's a cream called Essence. And she is a woman who lives with eczema. And this is a cream designed for people with skin conditions in mind. It's really thick and creamy and just so delicious. And I do prefer unfragranced, quite natural skincare. I normally use things like beeswax products because that's just what suits my skin. And this is like the first water-based cream that feels really thick, hydrating and sort of luxurious that my skin really enjoys. And I do lift weights in the gym. I do Olympic lifting, so I get loads of horrible cracks in my hands, and this is what I use on my hands, in my palms, in my knuckles, and all over my face. I literally slather it on. Because my skin isn't the most thirsty, I feel like this is my nighttime shed routine thing, what all the kids talk about. I put this on after my oil at bedtime, and I wake up and there's just still this really beautiful sort of creamy, soft to touch skin that feels plump and ready for the day. And I just love it. She's such a clever clogs. She spent so much time creating this product. And look, this is it. It's called Calma. The cream itself is called Essence, and it's developed by an eczema warrior, suitable for babies from 6 months. And the main ingredients, or active ingredients I should say, are hyaluronic acid, niacinamide and ceramides. And I just absolutely love it. There's a coriander seed oil in it, which is what gives it the only sort of really gentle fragrance it has. And honestly, I think I'm addicted to it. Like, it's so delicious. It feels really, like I said, luxurious and exciting to use without being full of like nasty chemicals and fragrance. And yeah, I normally break out from really heavy creams like this, but this is the only one that I can use. As you can see, I'm scraping my way through the jar, but at this time of year, I just feel like everyone needs this. What I might do is link my friend's page, the Calma page, and the website, because you can get these little tester pots, and they're literally like, I think less than £5. So you can try the ingredients yourself, like patch test. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. Calma's incredible. She is going to go places, this friend of ours, with these products, and just the amount of love that's gone into it as well. You don't think about it too much when you're just using stuff in your daily life, but actually I try and shop as much as I can locally, responsibly, from small businesses, I live in an area in the part of the world we're really lucky to have loads of them, loads of independence. And when you hold something like this and you know the person that's created it and you know the hours and the hours and the hours and the energy and the love they put into it, it feels like you're holding something really special. So yeah, I just pick it up and I'm like, oh, I don't know, it just makes me feel really happy. And it's just an essential really for this time of year because it is getting dry outside, it is getting cold and wet and the heating's back on. And yeah, I need it. So that's my little rogue addition to the list. It's beautiful, you should try it. Okay, my final little go-to addition that helps me weave joy into daily life is actually a guided journal. I know that there are literally hundreds that you can go out and buy, and there's so many beautiful ones, but I have been using and enjoying the ones created by Meera Lee Patel for 5 years now. I think I got my first journal of hers in lockdown when I was in the trenches, mentally, feeling very lonely, very lost. And I can't remember what the first one's called, but this is the second one I have of hers. I'm sure she's just released a new one. I follow her on Instagram, so I'm really excited. I might ask for my birthday for the next one. But she is an illustrator. This book is all about building self-confidence anyway. All of the books sort of have themes, but they are just the most like beautiful, colourful, incredibly decorated, designed books. And then on every page there is essentially an illustration of some sort, and then there's an activity, and they're just so lovely. And it's nice that it's all soft and bendy as well, because you don't get too precious over it. I literally just chuck it in a bag. I leave it on my bedside with a pen tucked in normally, and I just pick up and do a little activity before bed. Again, if I'm feeling a bit wired maybe, or unsettled. And it's just a stunning thing to weave into your life if you can. I do journal from scratch in a book. I scrapbook. You can do all of those things. But there's something so nice about being guided through these practices. I would compare it to like going to a yoga class. I do lots of yoga on my own. It's wonderful to have your own practice. But sometimes it's so nice just to go to a space, to be held, to be guided, to not have to think about what's next or plan anything too much, just be really present. And guided journals like this, especially ones that you find that you really resonate with, it's that same sort of experience of being guided and held and contained. And I just really love it. I will share some of the journal prompts with you. Okay, so this is a really, really cute one. If I knew that my wildest dreams would come true, what would I change? I would change my daily schedule in these ways. I would change the way I speak to myself in these ways. And I would change the goals I set for myself in these ways. And it's just a really cute space to envision, sort of manifest, and spend time with that true part of yourself, that inner nature. I think that Meera has this really beautiful quality in her writing that pulls out very vulnerable but very loving, compassionate, curious parts of yourself. And it's like really introspective and curious, but without being sort of pathologizing or trying to fix you or go too deep. It's not like therapizing you basically, which is nice. So she does a few of these. I think I got this from Waterstones. I've had this one for a couple of years as well. But I haven't filled it yet because I just pick it up as and when I need it. And it's just the most pretty, beautiful thing. So yeah, that's another thing that's like a staple because I like to multitask. Sometimes I want to read, sometimes I want to journal, and sometimes I want to switch. So yeah, that's basically my life now. And I'd really recommend all of those things. And I do profess quite a lot that you don't need anything else other than what's already in your life to be happy, and you don't. However, these are all really small investments, I would say, that you can cherish and enjoy. Books you can literally buy off Vinted, probably secondhand. If not, these are really nice, like £10 treats or gifts that you could ask from others for special occasions. Or like in my favourite cafe in town, there's a book swap. I will put this book on that shelf when I am done with it, and someone else can have the pleasure of reading it, because that's a nice thing to do. And hopefully there is somewhere where you are where you can go and do the same. So yes, they are purchased things, but they're small and very loved, and they go so cute together. And Happy Newspaper, like I said, you can subscribe to. If you don't want to subscribe to the physical item, that is fine. Come to one of my workshops and read them anyway. Or follow on Instagram, on social media, the Happy Newspaper or Emily Coxhead, because there's so much beautiful stuff that is just good to constantly have in your feed. They're all my little sort of autumnal wins. Things that I'm doing to protect my mental health right now include going outside at least once a day before midday. And that is integral, even if it's literally just going to get the bins in, or taking a cup of tea, wrapping up and sitting in the garden, even though the weather's horrible. Just go and be in nature. Take a few deep breaths. If you can't do that, if you really can't bear it, open your windows wide, even if it's raining. Like, it's a beautiful sound. It's so nice to be cozy while the out world is wet. And just allow all of that outsideness to come inwards. We know it's so good. We know it's so important. And that daylight and that fresh air at this time of year, when it's feeling a little bit more sparse or it's disappearing quickly into each day, is such a lifesaver, honestly. So that's something that I'm doing. I'm trying to be really gentle with myself. There's always this conversation with, should I push myself or should I listen to myself? And as someone that lives with chronic illnesses and just a human existing in this modern world, I understand the desire to listen to yourself and set your boundaries. And those things are really important. But actually, my friend came up with this term, take gentle action. And that is the perfect balance for me, because we know that motivation comes and goes, good feelings come and go, and we can't wait or rely on those to be there in order to do the things that are good for us. We know that when we do the right things, when we do good things that nourish us, it changes our mood, it changes our energy, and we feel better afterwards. So finding that balance and being gentle with myself isn't about always reclusing and saying no and wrapping myself up. It's actually about saying, yes, I'm going to do that. But what pace would I like to do it at? And who can I invite to help me? And what things can I reward myself with afterwards? You know, just any little thing that's going to make taking that step or that action feel more supportive and gentle at this time of year, when you do feel a bit more vulnerable and tired. So yeah, thanks to Charlotte for that, because gentle action, again, another groundbreaking revelation. I know I'm so privileged because I work for myself. So if I'm just tired, I can sleep till 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and then get up and do the day. And often I do find that my most productive, focused hours are sort of 3 till 6 in the afternoon. So that is sometimes a bit later than others care to work, but that's just when I find my flow. I find that if I do good things for myself in the mornings, I feel more grounded and centered and energized. So yeah, try not to beat myself up for being different to, like, I guess, the norm or what a lot of people do. And again, it is huge privilege because not everyone can do that. A lot of people have to rock up to work. But if you have got scope to do flexi working hours or work from home, or you can work for yourself, or even just acknowledging that rest is nice on your days off, I am stopping beating myself up for waking up at 8 o'clock and going, oh, I'm really tired, oh, I'm so lazy, I should just get up and push through. When in actual fact, most times, if I just snooze the extra 20 minutes, I wake up again and I'm like, no, I'm ready to get up, I feel good. So yeah, that's something else as well, resting a lot. Is there anything else I'm doing? Just asking for help, really, hun. I am in a really, really exciting part of my career where I've been working for myself for a couple of years. I've basically done all of the testing. I've done all the market research. I've gone out. I've thrown the spaghetti at the wall. I've seen what sticks now. Now I've just got to translate that into a business that can support me in my future, which is absolutely terrifying. but so exciting at the same time. And I feel really privileged again to be here and to have all of the momentum, the gifts, the ability to choose this for myself. But it's really overwhelming, and I'm working through some mental blocks and some sort of, what are they called? Not intrusive thoughts, obviously, that's not the word. What are they called? Imposters. My inner imposters. I am noticing them now and talking about them and processing them and gently putting them down to one side, sitting them with a cup of tea and getting on with the work. And all of this is incredible. I can feel myself becoming. I'm in an era of growing, definitely. And as wonderful as that is, it's really tiring and really scary. I'm just a girl. So at the moment, it's just like, can someone else cook my dinner? At the moment, I rotate with a couple of my friends once a week. I cook something, then they cook something, and our other friend cooks something. So you're only cooking on a Monday every third week. I know that's not possible for everyone, but that's a really nice helping hand. I ask for support and feedback from my friends, like, can you come and take one of my yoga classes, and then can you give me some honest feedback? You can come for free, I'll look after you. And I don't know, just all the little things, really. I've been texting people if I felt crap, or inviting them out to do a really nice activity with me because I've been feeling lonely. And it can take quite a big push, I think, sometimes to really put yourself out there and ask. And I do think we're in a nation and an era and a society in general where individualism is so the norm and so praised, and we think it's a weakness to need others. But the more I ask, the easier asking gets, and the more happy I become. And I realise how many other people want to be involved in my life. They want to share things with me. They would like to witness me, and I would like to witness them. And it's such a sort of culture shock when you first start asking. And, you start with all the pardons and the sorries, and I'm so sorry to ask. And if it's a bother, just say, or no worries if not. Like, if you've said any of those things, me too. And actually, I'm getting so much more confident now, just picking up the phone and going, hey, baby, you free? I'd love a cup of tea and a walk. Or I would really love it if we could come and do this piece of work together, even if it's in silence next to each other. Anything like that is really nice. And if you've got amazing people around you, then ask them. And if you're sat here thinking, oh, I genuinely don't know who I'd ask, that's okay as well. That's just, a little signal that maybe it's time to go and find some of your people, which can be really overwhelming. But actually, if there's one thing I know, it's that there are communities out there and they want you to come and join them. So can you look on your local notice boards outside Sainsbury's? Are there any clubs? Is there anything on Instagram? Are there any socials? Even fitness classes or group walks or art clubs. These are places where if you gravitate towards what you love, you're going to gravitate towards who you love as well. And that would be a recommendation, especially at this time of year, as everything becomes a little bit more insular, a little bit more homely, and just quiet and still. Go and ask for friendships, go and ask for support, go and ask for the love that you need and deserve. And eventually you realise that asking is a really nice thing. It's a bit of a flex. And then eventually the people around you will start asking you as well. So yeah, they're all my little notes. And I think that probably takes us to long enough for this video. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, if you're watching. So cute. I'm going to attempt to create something that I enjoy creating for this space, for YouTube, at least once a month. I've got lots on, but this is actually something that I really want to grow in the future. I'd love to get more comfortable and more confident doing. And yeah, I'll do some interesting stuff as well. But I hope you enjoyed my little autumnal favourites, my little things that I wanted to share with you. And yeah, I'd love to see you soon. Bye.